Hello and welcome to ICF Minnesota's Meet the Coach interview series. This is the opportunity for our members to share a little bit more about the coaching work they do, the clients they serve, so that we can give back to our community and also for potential collaboration or referral opportunities within our network. If you are not a current member of ICF Minnesota, just inquire about attending our next event or let me know if you would like to talk about membership. But today I'm super excited to introduce you to Kim Cavalcante. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Jen.
Kim is an executive and personal coach and founder of Coach Kim LLC. Her passion for coaching and mentoring stems from over 15 years as an executive sales, marketing, and management professional within companies such as Siemens, Schneider Electric, and Medtronic. Kim is also the co-founder of Aspire, which is a Medtronic employee resource group for the professional development of individuals. She's a fellow board member. I mentioned she serves on the membership committee. We're so happy to have her. And she holds an advisory role for the training and development of women in the Junior League of Minneapolis. Welcome, Kim.
Thanks, Jen. Glad to be here.
So tell us a little bit more about what brought you into coaching.
Actually, coaching came about through a conversation with a friend of mine a couple of years ago to explore this as a second career in my life. She said to me, Kim, you should really look into this. And fast forward 2 years later, after 300 hours worth of combined coaching training and seeing clients, I'm hooked. I absolutely love what I do, and I know that coaching really works.
Tell me a little bit more about who you work with in your coaching work, and is it private, is it group? Who do you really love to support most?
So my external coaching practice is really focused in two areas. I do both the personal life coaching and the executive coaching. So a majority of my clients are national and international. So a large percentage of my clients are seen virtually, and the ages have ranged from their 20s to my oldest client was actually in her 80s. Most of my clients are seeking clarity for personal and or professional questions, seeking a change, wanting to build their confidence and move forward. So my ideal client is really someone interested in the discovery and committed to the coaching partnership together and willing to speak up when something resonates with them or doesn't work. So it's all about building that coach-client partnership together that we can strive for and reach their goals.
What do you love the most about your coaching work?
What I love the most is guiding people through the process and watching them grow. And that's just hands down what I love.
What are some of the things you took away from your coaching program that you would really like to pull forward and share with folks? Because everyone coaches their own way. It's very different. If you've worked with a number of coaches on your own, you understand everyone has a different type of coaching process that they follow. So what are some of the things you bring forward most powerfully within your sessions with clients?
I really refer to a lot of the coaching tools and strategies that I learned through my training at the Coactive Institute. I also look to resources like the Institute of Coaching and the International Coaching Federation. I think they've got some excellent tools and resources for coaches out there. A couple of staple books that I have on my shelf. I love the Oprah Winfrey, What I Know for Sure. And I'm a big believer in the Boundaries book by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. But I believe that setting boundaries is very important as an individual, both personally and professionally.
Are there any sorts of podcasts or people in the coaching industry that you follow aside from the authors you mentioned and some of the resources you receive from ICF Global?
I really like the work of Brene Brown. I'm a huge Oprah fan, I will readily admit. So, I'm not a big podcast listener, quite frankly. I just enjoy books. I enjoy networking with other coaches. That's where I gain my information from.
I love it. I'm not a big podcast listener either, which is very ironic because I love interviewing folks and creating shows.
I would have thought the opposite, Jen. That's interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, I don't like to talk about that a lot because I do love interviewing, but I'm a written word kind of gal. I do my reading, I do my research. I don't listen to things because I don't retain information as well when it comes through audio. And I know some people are the opposite, which is why podcasts are very popular these days. But thank you for sharing that little tidbit about you prefer written word as well. You have different ways of learning and accessing the learning there.
We all do, right? Yeah.
Well, speaking of community, I know one of the things I've heard from all of these Meet the Coach interviews over the past year and a half has been the power of community. A lot of times, what people join ICF Minnesota for is connecting with other coaches. Can you share a little bit more with us about why or how ICF Minnesota has helped you within your coaching work?
And I think you'll hear this from other coaches too, that this business can be sometimes very isolating and it requires a lot of self-learning. And for me, I'm definitely a people person, and I think meeting and networking and collaborating, there's some really talented individuals in this organization. And for me, it's just been great to have a network to talk to and work with. So
I couldn't agree more. It's been a very enriching experience, both to serve on the board with you and our other board
you too,
members.
Jen. Yeah.
And also to learn more about the coaches. That's one of the reasons I love to connect one-to-one with people through these interviews. But thank you for sharing about the community at ICF Minnesota. If you're currently watching this video and you're like, oh, you guys have a YouTube channel. Oh, I get to learn more about coaches and being community with coaches. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future interviews we're going to be hosting. What is the best way to connect with you?
Easy enough, my website, www.coachkimllc.com.
We work hard to attract the clients we have and through our referral network and things like that. But sometimes we keep our cards close to the chest and we don't share a lot about our personal lives or things that may be going on behind the scenes. What are 3 things we may not know about you, Kim, based on your public persona?
The first is I can speak some Portuguese. I'm about the level of a first grader. My husband's from Brazil. The other is I enjoy playing or attempting to play golf with my friends. I enjoy that. And then the last but not least, although I live in Minnesota, I will always cheer for the Chicago Cubs and the Purdue Boilermakers.
The Chicago Cubs, where does that come from?
I grew up in Northwest Indiana, so about an hour south of Chicago. So Chicago will always have my heart.
I will be linking to the books that Kim mentioned, as well as are you okay with me sharing, Kim, the program that you graduated from with your coaching certification?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Sure.
I'd love to point that out as a resource as well, because some of our folks who are listening also are shopping around for what the perfect program is for them. So happy to share that information in case it's a fit for someone who's watching. All right, Kim. Well, this has been a pleasure getting to know more about you. And thank you for your service as the membership director. You're doing a great job. And I can't wait to see what happens in 2024. But it has been a pleasure learning more about your coaching as a personal and executive coach. So thank you so much, Kim, for joining me today to talk a little bit more about coaching. And for you who are watching this interview here for Meet the Coach, if you are not a current ICF Minnesota member, talk to Kim. And she also has Jim sharing the membership director responsibilities.
Who's awesome. Thank you, Jim. Yes, he's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome to connect with either of them, and I'll include their email addresses below this video. But if you want to be interviewed because you are a current ICF Minnesota member and you're ready to put your work out there, attract more folks to your business, then let me know. I'm happy to interview you. Either I or my new co-director will be happy to interview you for this Meet the Coach interview series. And if you don't like to be on camera, it's okay. We can do a written version as well. So there are options here. Until then, we'll see you next month for our next Meet the Coach interview. Take care.